Welcome back. My name is Calcinez from Cal's Maker Company, and right now let's go continue on with another video, which is we're going to show you a last piece of it will be the how you export your component onto the Makerbot. So right now we'll continue on with more of the lessons. This will be the final one, the lessons. Hopefully you guys understood the process and how it works. Not that we'll explain more details later on in the future. Hopefully it's going to be a little complicated a little more further ahead because it depends on what you want to create off of this TinkerCAD, and not that this is a very educational process, that way actually they'll understand how to do it right away. But there will be more discussion later on in other videos, so that way you learn more about how to actually use these creativities later on in the future. So today we're going to learn a few more steps. Right now I think we covered all the basics right away. We learn how to use all the shapes from here off of this the library, and that we'll use those ones to actually bring out some of the items from here onto this the work plane. So all right, so next one right now, we're continuing on to actually use all the features to see how it goes, and after that see what we can make. So today for me, I want to make a little robot. So how am I gonna do that? Well, let's continue on with the block. So we're going to use a cube right here, and our grid is okay. From this one right here, I'll make it. Actually, I'm going to edit the grid first. I'm going to change it from millimeters to inches. There we go. Upgrade, and everything else should be up to date right now. So this one, I want to make this guy about. Let's see. From this way, I want to make it about 3 inches, and this one, the other side, I want to make it to 5 inches. There we go. And I'm going to leave it right here just in case I wanted to add in this one. So I'm going to make a little base right here. Actually, I'm going to make a base tank. I do have an idea actually how to make it. I just need to figure out how it's going to make more of the complicated parts. But again, right now I'm just going to do for the basics right here. We're not going to go from a little more to details onto it because again, we're just make a 3D printed component right away. So we got this cube right here that's about 5 by 3, and then the height we're gonna make up to about, let's make it 3/4 from the height, so about 0.35 or 0.75 3/4 inch. Okay, there we go. And at that, I want to make the, let's see here, the steps a little more less. Let's see here. Nope, I'm gonna bring it back. The radius, that's what works. There we go. That's what I was looking for, the radius. So I'm gonna make it smooth right away, so that way we begin my process. Next one we're gonna try is, let's see, I'm trying to get the shape right here. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do with this shape right here to actually make it tread. So okay, I got it. Yeah, okay, there we go. So I'm gonna bring this guy right here, the cylinder. I'm gonna tilt this all the way up to 90 degrees. I'm gonna bring that down, type in 90. There we go. And I'm gonna make it from close to the edge as possible. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna bring this guy. Well, actually, I'm gonna fix the length of it, so it's not gonna be 1 inch. I'm gonna put 0.5 inches. There we go. And I'm going to copy it right here. Copy. Bring this guy back here. There we go. I'm going to go to top view. I'm going to go to the orthographic so that we can actually make everything else flat. Whoops. There we go. Bring this guy as close as possible. There we go. I'm going to hold down my shift. I'm going to click on these two right here so that way we have good connection. I'm going to bring it forward right there as close as possible. There we go. And it looks okay. I just need to make it a little more backwards. I'm going to use my keyboard, bring it back. Same thing with the keyboard. There we go. Now I'm going to mirror it from this one, from here to here. Actually, hold down my shift, click these two, mirror from this guy. Actually, hold on. This guy. Maybe copy it. I'm going to copy from both of them. Bring these two on this side right here. I'm going to go on top view to see if they can be perfectly aligned. There we go. Perfect. There we go. We got this guy right here. To make the treads, I'm going to use this guy again. Right here, one with the ring shape or the tube. I'm going to tilt this guy from the back from here all the way up to 90 degrees. I'm gonna go to my right view, bring this guy upward. There we go. And I'm going to expand it up a little more bigger than the hole. So it's about, let's see, if it's about an inch right here from this guy, from this one, from the inside hole, it's gonna be, ooh, let's see here. It's gonna be an inch inside, but from the outside, that's the actual height. So inch, we snap out like about 1/8 of an inch. So about, I'll probably say a ½ inch. Whoops. Look at that one. Right over here. Bring this guy downward just a little bit more. Zoom in. Okay, just enough for it to snug. Bring this guy forward. Can't do that. Okay, actually, why not try here? And I'm gonna make about 5 inches from there. There we go. I see, I'm trying to look at the treadmill on this guy right here. Oh, okay. Never mind. Delete that. So I think this one right here is just simple as that. Just basically this guy got bring. Oh, let's undo it since it has the right height. Oops. There we go. Undo, undo, and undo. Bring this guy height down below. Go to my right view. Okay, then we need to bring this guy up a little more. It's right in between. I'm going to do my snap grid a little more smaller. It's about 30 seconds. There we go. Bring this high up a little more. There we go. Let's see, what was the diameter for this guy? 1.437. Okay, 1.437. Whoops. Go over here, 1.437. Enter. There we go. There we go. Now we got that one. I'm going to copy this guy too as well. Bring this guy forward. Voila. Now our thickness for the wall is going to be 0.12. So I'm going to bring out my plates. So it'll be this guy right here, this cube. To make a plate, you got to do is just set right here. Change the height to 0.12. That'll be the thickness, I hope. Nope, a little more thicker than that. Probably like 0. That is 1. That's interesting. Bring this guy up a little more. Whoops, not that one. The height, let's see. Let's go bring that down. The height for this guy is going to be about 0.12, 0.125. It looks like it's like about what, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. We already did that. Bring this guy up to the height. So yeah, it's a little more thinner than I expected it to be. Bring this guy forward. There we go. The height should be about 0.25. Make a 1/4 inch thicker. Looks like a bit too thin. Yeah, looks a lot too thin. Or thick, actually. So let's go shave it down a little more. 0.325. Whoops, too much. If it's 0.125, whoops. Trash that. I don't know why that one came up. So about 0.22. Okay, 0.2. Okay, 0.19. Looks like it's like a shy off, which is okay. That's good news. On your side, it might be different, so you have to like mess around with the measurement. There we go. Because again, it depends like what's the height. Okay, we're gonna make it all blend in on the edge of the component. I'm gonna bring this guy up here. This guy was about wait, 0. What was it? This guy was about 0.5 to 0.572. Okay, 0.572. Enter. There we go. Now we got the right thickness of it, and we got the height of it. I hope. This guy's a bit too much on the length, so we gotta bring this guy backwards. There we go. Go on top view. .572. Good, good, and good. We're good right now. So I'm gonna click on this guy, make a copy. I'm gonna bring it downward. Right, along this guy too. That's the same thing. There we go. Now we made our treads. Now, how do we actually make this guy? It's gonna be tricky, but this one's gonna be interesting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on over here. I'm gonna select this guy. I'm gonna drag this guy over here. There we go. Then from here, I'm gonna go to my right side, and I'm gonna duplicate this guy right here. So what's gonna happen is this will be shaded. Let's see here. I'm gonna go make some duplicates for these two right here. Highlight this one, copy, bring it over here. That'll be the one that we need it. And then what I'm gonna do is, let's say this is gonna be tricky because this one's gonna be challenging because let's see, I'm gonna select this guy right here, shift, select this guy. I'm gonna turn to shade because that way that will bring up this right here. I'm going to cut this guy right here, so I'm gonna group them together. Top view, highlight this guy. I'm gonna group them, and this is what happens. So now you have these two pieces right here. So we have 4 pieces. This one we're gonna do is, let's see here. Oh, I can't ungroup it, huh? Let's see her. Because you have to be careful. This is not like other computer drafting. For the other ones, you can delete some of the areas, which I'll show you. There's another video that does explain it on Onshape. But for this one, it's kind of tricky on TinkerCAD because you only do it by blocks by block. So this is like for like beginners. It's not like the other functions. So you had to like play around with it. Make sure you actually understood how it works, and that way you can solve the puzzles and you're good to go. This one I'm trying to figure out how do I think I got an idea here. So I'm gonna select this guy, I'm gonna make a shade. I'm gonna go right where those that one part what we need to get rid of. So I'm gonna go to my right view. I'm gonna bring this guy backwards, or actually bring it a little forward. I'm gonna bring my height all the way up through. So I'm gonna go right here. Bring this guy downward. I'm gonna go look at it to see if there's any touching. Nope, nothing touched. Okay. I'm going to copy it. Grab this guy. Drag it this way, and then this same thing too as well. So now we actually have a shade right here. Go on top view, highlight the entire piece that you're trying to get into. Make a group. There we go. So now we made a part right here for this side right here. So what I'm gonna do for these two, without moving them, okay, we're still in the group, so we're okay. I'm gonna turn to shade. So I'm gonna click this guy right here. Go on top view. I'm gonna go bring this guy backwards and then carefully eyeball it. I'm gonna go in the front view again. There we go. See, this is what happens. So the goal is to actually have them go along this shape right here that we trying to cut out. There we go. So we got that one. But you notice that the shape is not actually on there, so I'm going to make it a little more bigger than that. That's going to make it about 0.65 right here to actually boost it up. There we go. And then there's something going on right here too. No, it doesn't look like so. It looks okay from my eyes. Okay, there we go. Now we got everything else. The shape is already inside of it. What we're going to do is highlight the entire thing, group it, and see what happens. Uh-oh, we did not do it right. Don't worry, we can undo it, and then don't worry, we can actually fix this right. Okay, I can actually see it right now. So this one's already like in the back in front of it, so I'm gonna go down to a fraction off of it. I'm gonna go backwards. Let me see if I can make it a little more bigger than that. Let's see, make it 2.01. Okay. 2.125. Just a little more bigger, and then I'm gonna go backwards to see if it'll fit in there. No, it's still like not coordinating. Now, this is a little bit tricky because it's trying to like position into that same shape right here. So, yep, see, it's still kind of like highlighted. So 2.025, and this is where you have like playing around with it. It's still not going in there. Let's see here. What I can do is I can actually duplicate this guy. So I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna go bring this out. Actually, I should have just left right there. I'm gonna leave right there. I'm gonna leave that guy, and I'm gonna bring this guy backwards. So that way you have two of them at the same time in the middle of the area, and the other one will stay in one place. There we go. See? So now we have two of them on there. Does the same spot, and it's gonna cut that one piece right here. So I made a second copy. You got to rewind it and see the step. I made two copies right here because the first original copy is the right position right here, but it's not actually covering the area. So I made a second copy, shrink it down so that it'll capture the whole shapes right there right away. So now we're on the right spot. I'm gonna go group it. There we go. So now we have a larger spool right here. So now what I'm gonna do is add position this guy right here. Go forward. There we go. Go to my right view. It's a bit too big, but I can just shrink it down. So I'm gonna shrink it down just a little bit, about 3.5. Okay, make it about 3.45. There we go. Move this backwards just a little more to actually tighten it. There we go. The height, the same thing too as well. 1.44. That's gonna be 1.4. There we go. I'll go up. Whoops, not downwards. I'm gonna go upwards. I'm gonna bring this guy down just a little more. 0.35. There we go. So now we have a tight squeeze onto it. I can actually bring this guy outside of it, so I can just like bump it out. So that it looks like it's a treads. So we're not making a working functional robot. We're just like making a toy robot. So it's not actually like movable part. But right now, if you want to do that in the future, I will just explain that later on in the future, or later on in the videos. So this guy I'm going to do like on my mouse control right here. Bump it out just a little more. Let's see how many eyeball it. There we go. So it looks like it's about another one. No, just a little more right there. There we go. So voila. So now we have a little robot right here. I'm going to highlight the entire thing. I'm going to bring this guy upward. Go to my right view because I need to go look at it from the base. So we're a little more thicker off the ground. Or actually, right. Actually, I can just go over here, type in 0. There we go. So now it's positioned. Now we have a little guy right here. Next one I'm going to add in is a little robot eye right here. So at the base. So I'm going to add in this little guy, the cylinder, to actually be like my little swivel. I go in the middle. I go to my top. So it'll be this guy right here. Actually, I should, you know what I should have done was highlight the entire area, combine them so it'll be grouped. So that way it won't maneuver around or won't be moving, and you won't have a trouble trying to like keep it in one place. So now we go on top view right here. Let's go bring this guy upward just a little more. Go on the right side, or actually go on the opposite direction. Over here, I'm gonna go in the back. So I'm gonna select all of them right here. I'm gonna go to my not mirror alignment. So it'll be centered out. There we go. I don't want to be center. I kind of like make a little robot guy right here on the head. So I'm gonna look at this guy. So it's basically a little cube onto it. So that's not bad. I'm gonna click on this guy. I'm gonna start making a beveled out just a little bit. There we go. Segments. I'm gonna make a little more bald, kind of roundish. There we go. Look at that. Now it's really smooth. No, not this guy. I don't want to make it smooth, but okay. Now I just need to add a little, like a little small disc on top. I'm gonna bring this guy down to like a flat plate. Oops, wrong one. Let's make it about 125, 0.125. Bring that up. Go on top view. Instead of 1 inch, we're going to be making about 0.5, 0.5. And after that, I'm going to go bring this guy above eye level. Go on the right view. So kind of eyeball it. We can maneuver this guy around. I got you zoom in. There we go. Top view. I'm going to select that guy right here, the one we made, and the cylinder. Whoops, not group. Sorry. I need to go to line. Make this guy perfectly centered. There we go. So now we have that one. Then I'm going to bring out this little cube because when you make it that little robot eye, I'm going to make the radius smaller. Whoops, too much. There we go, like a little tiny rectangular piece. Kind of make the sides like a little more bevelish. Go. I'm going to bring this guy on top. Go eyeball it. Okay, then go on top right there. Now I can make these two into a group. So I'm going to group them. I'm going to select this guy and let's see, this one, and the shape on the tank. Align it. I'm going to make it perfectly centered. There we go. And with that, I'm going to bring this guy and this guy right here, align it. That's going to be perfectly in the middle. Good. After I need to bring these two forward because I kind of moved this guy a little bit too much in the back. Maneuver it right here. There we go. So we're almost getting there. Next one, last, will be the eyes. So we have a ring and a cylinder, or a dome. So that's good news. Well, at least we have that one. I'm bring this guy's cylinder right here. Bring this guy about 0. Make it 0.145. Make it a little more thicker. I'm gonna bring this guy down to a radius of about 90 degrees. There we go. Then I'm gonna put this guy on top right there. Go to front view. Go. I need to change the, let's see here, the height. It's gonna be 1 inch, so it's gonna be about 0.75. Remember that we have to remember the measurement, because again, if we don't, we gotta forget about the we're gonna forget about once we're doing the dome. So there we go. Bring this guy in the middle right here. Go to my front view. I'm gonna go select this guy and this one right here, align it. There we go. So that way this one will be perfectly aligned. That's good. Select these two, align it, and it's gonna be on the, let's see here, perfectly centered right there. Adjusted centered. Good, good, good. Next one is our dome. We're gonna move it forward. Let's see here, to about 90 degrees. There we go. And then we're around. Do you remember the measurement before? We're gonna go from the height. That's gonna be 0.75, and same thing right here is gonna be 0.75. There we go. Now we're gonna make the dome a little bit more flat. It's gonna be 0.125 or 0.25. That'll be our glass window. Bring up the height. Go to front view. Bring this guy out as close as possible. Oops. So I need to make these guys a little bit more aligned. So I'm going to make this guy the piece group right here. So that way they won't move. I'm going to select this. This has already been selected. Select the dome. Align it. And what we're going to do is, let's see here. Right there. Perfectly centered. And then I'm going to bring this guy in the front. There we go. Now that I'm gonna move this guy forward, whoops, like a little dome. Whoops, what happened here? It's supposed to fit in there like a glass. Don't worry, I think we can actually change the height. So I think I'm gonna make it about 0.5 by 0.5. Then same thing again, shift, hold it down, align it, and then these two will actually become no. Undo. Okay, there's another way I can do it. It's just align it right here in the center. That's good. Line it in the front. Good. This guy's to be tricky. Oh wait, ungroup this guy. Select that one and select the cube. Align it. There we go. So now we're in the roll. Okay, good. Select this shape right here. Group them. Oops, I forgot to select that shape too. Okay, there we go. Now we'll move it forward. Whoops. There we go. So now it's perfectly in the middle. Select this guy, shift it, hold it down, group them, and that will become a one-piece center. Then if you messed up from here, don't worry, we can actually select the tank, the camera, align it, and what I'm going to do is, let's see, align it, go to center, there we go. Uh-oh, someone was not selected. Okay, so then I haven't seen that one. Okay, Control Z, select the entire thing, group them. There we go, should be no colors right away. Okay, start again. Align it, select the whole thing, align it, center out. Let's see her. I'm gonna put it in the back, but I'm gonna move it forward. Use my keyboard to actually align it. Bring it forward just a little more, and then there we go. Voila! Now we made a little robot, and we used up all of our tools to actually figure out how to do it. So we know how to use our copy and paste it. We know how to use our grouping when you can actually group it out. How to use the shapes to actually make your own component. Use the other tools within the shapes that you created, such as the square. Used to be a rectangular plate, but now it's like a rectangular, but it's already beveled out. We know how to actually copy and paste it from these wheels right here and make duplicates from the copy. Then from there, we made our own camera to actually make our own creativity, use our idea, and that go from there to actually make our own simply. From here, I actually used an online source to actually understand what I'm doing. That way you can actually understand what to do next onto here. All you do is just go on TinkerCAD and then type in any type of subject, like for example, TinkerCAD robot, type into robot right here. It give you like a tons of options right here. I will explain these other details later on in the future of like how it's gonna be I want to say impossible. It is possible, but I'll explain that later on in the future. So it's not because it's a bummer. It's gonna be a lot of work for your site. So that's gonna be your creativity. Okay. Now that you use the ideas how to like produce your own components, go from there, and that's it. Voila. But if you want to, you got to highlight the entire thing. I noticed that if you're asking questions like how come they have colors from this side and then you only have one solid piece, because again, if you create your solid piece, it will follow a color. Whoops. I'm going to group all of it. So this will come out as an entire color as a red. But if you want to, you can actually undo the whole thing. Just undo the match colors, and now that you can actually do is just like ungroup them. You just select it one at a time. This guy, same thing too. Okay, so if you want to make your own colors onto here, you can just go to the box and you just choose whatever color you want. I would choose this base as the blue right here because I have a color here at the office. Make this one as black so indicate that's the tire treads right here. Then from there, the wheels, I want to make that color into yellow because I noticed our motors here from the Arduinos, we have yellow color. There we go. This one I'll make it color blue too as well because we have the filaments color as is. Zoom in. Clean this guy as the mount. I'm going to mount down as the blue color. There we go. Now for the glass. So for your glass, we don't have any material for glass, but you can actually pretend it does. What you can do is just choose the highlight color of what the glass looks like. It'll become like bluish sky-like color or lighter color, so that way it indicate as being glass. This little guy, I want to make it as a. I know I saw at Walmart. I know they have a color red, so that's the one color they have. It's the same thing too as well. They have like a black guard right here, and there we go. So now you have a glass little, or you have a little robot right here that looks like a Arduino robot. Okay, there we go. Once this is done, and right here I'm gonna make them into a group because this is the reason why it's kind of like important to actually have it all in one component. I know it's gonna be like as is right away. Right now, what you can do next is import it. So if you want to 3D print this guy later on in the future, you can. Later on, you can actually do is just go right here. So you have export and import. So import means that you want to import it outside the computer software, which is TinkerCAD, and you import this guy onto the computer, which is the entire computer software right here. So let's bring this guy down. So it's import the entire computer inside your folder. So what you can do is go and import your folder. Where's it at? And you name it. That's it. Oh, he's right now. I'm gonna name this guy too as well. So I'm gonna name this guy as Arduino Robot Rover. It depends on your names too as well. You have to identify your names on this robot, so that way you'll indicate like where is your files at, where is it located, and you know where is it located right away. Export means that you want to export whatever's in your folder into this software right here. So it depends what type of software will actually accept on the files that's being called. That one I'll show you that later on in the future, what type of the ones that you can do, and that one I will show you guys that one next later on in the video. I will show you something very interesting that I do have. And then there was another student of mine that he did show this good tool, and it's very, very useful. So what you can do is import this guy right here. Import it. Now then, once you import this guy right here, it says import from URL, drop and drag. Oh wait. Oh, import means going inside, and export you want to export outward. sorry. Okay, sorry about that. So reverse it opposite direction. Export means you export it onto the computer. Import means you want to import something in your folder. So apologies on that. I don't want to get you guys confused. So you have these options. One says 3D printing, object, STL, and Jibble. I think it was jail. I don't remember what was the term called. So this is the one it'll accept it, but the main one will be the STL. These two is just used for like a 3D modeling demonstration. So these tools doesn't work for 3D printing. The 3D printing, it takes a STL file I don't remember what's it called. I had to look for my term for that one. But it's a transferable files that you indicate from triangular surface that it'll indicate it. So for example, all of this surface right here that you created, it actually makes a triangle section. So this part is not gonna be flat, it's gonna be a triangle piece. It'll be like 3 triangle points. So everywhere else on this CAD is a 3D, or actually on this CAD is a triangular surface that is trying to know what shape you're making, and it'll triangulate itself. So it's just basically a triangle shape only. That's it. So I'm gonna export this guy. SVG is just for laser cutting. That's a different one, so that's later on in the future. So we could go transfer to STL. It'll export it onto STL. It'll go into downloads right here. Okay then. So once you got to this part right here, what you can do is go into export, select the STL file, and it's going to export it right away. There we go. And now you have this right here. It'll say Arduino Robot Rover. That's your name that you actually specify. And that one you can actually transfer this guy onto STL onto the Makerbot. So this one, if you have a Makerbot or any type of 3D printing machine that you have, it will accept STL file. So this is what it looks like right here. This is an STL. Oh, excuse me. So that way it'll actually print any type of 3D printers out there that has a STL file transfer. So this is what it does, and that's it. That's all you do. And this has already been saved as is with the original size right here. But on your, actually, I will explain that one later on in the next video. So that's one thing. Okay, I think that's all I have for today right now for the export the STL file. We learned a little more about the other tools. Now let's continue on with another video next time. That will explain a little more other activities right there, and also some other tools that I will show you guys later on in the future. Okay, that's all I have for now. Have a good day, everybody else, and then thank you for watching this video, and hope this is a good journey from here. Okay, and I'll explain the other another explanation next time on another video, and go from there. Okay, bye.